Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, today is all about a homemade flour tortilla. We're going to use beef tallow. I think it's out of this world, out of bounds good. You guys stay tuned. So this is the deal. I've been down this rabbit hole lately of flour tortillas. I really don't even know how I got there. I think I started researching beef tallow and the benefits. And a couple of videos has caught my attention about homemade flour tortillas. Now, we have been suggested plenty of times from people when we've done certain dishes, why do you not make your own tortillas? Honestly, as honest as it sounds, I was scared. I was like, I don't make tortillas. I'm not a tortilla guy. I've never made tortillas. To see maybe tortillas might be hard, you know? Biscuits seem easy, but tortillas are like, didn't grow up making them. We just eat them out of the package. Seemed a lot harder than what it is. Ironically, once we got the beef tallow, aka this stuff right here, we have put down 4 different batches of tortillas. And each time I made them, I've gotten better and better. And today I'm going to show you guys, listen, if I can make homemade flour tortillas, you can. So if you've never made them before, you're on the fence, or you thought about it, or you've messed them up in the past and you forgot, I don't even want to touch it. It's simple. It's easy. It's so easy. It's easier than making biscuits. Let's talk about what we got. Simple ingredients. 2 cups all-purpose flour. Just pick whatever flour you would like. Out of all the research I've done, it does not seem like there's one cohesive recipe that stands out, whether it be baking soda or no baking powder or no baking powder. 2.5 cups, 3 cups, 2 cups, how much lard you put in. But there is, I think, one thing that keeps rearing its head, right? The idea of kneading the dough and creating your gluten. It's a very forgivable dough, and I think it's very, very fantastic. What say you? Good. All right. So we got 2 cups of all-purpose flour, okay? And these are the measurements we're going to break it down. 2 teaspoons of salt. If you get a little bit more in there, it's not a big deal. There. Okay. Some swear up and down by adding it. Some swears up and down that it wasn't a big deal. I haven't made it without them. And the last batch we made was so successful. Now I'm scared to do it without it. So 2 teaspoons of that as well. This is one of those doughs where I think my daughter would really, really, really enjoy making. You don't have to worry about overworking the dough. Matter of fact, you want to work the dough. You want to start kneading it. 1/3 cup of that beef tallow. You can use butter. You can use shortening. You can use lard. But like I said, I started on this beef tallow thing and it's hard to get off of it right now. All right, with that, I'm just going to gently cut it in. Not a big deal. You're not looking for layers because remember, we're going to be kneading this. So it's not like it's I'm just trying to incorporate it as evenly as possible. Right there. Here I have hot water, and I mean it's hot. It's not boiling hot, but it's hot enough. I'm going to start with a cup. I might use it and I might not. This was one of the things that kept kind of poking up on different recipes was how much water to use. So I'm going to start with about 2/3. Because I think the best consistency that we found is a wet consistency. So right before you start creating your dough, I'll show you what it looks like. And I think that means that your flour is completely hydrated. See, that's a little dry. And the reason why the water is not 100% consistent is because it depends on humidity. Some people said that some flours are absorbent more, even though it's a different brand. So let me show you what we got. See how the flour's lingering at the bottom? Okay, so right there was a whole cup. The last time we made this, it was not a whole cup. It was 2/3 of a cup. There we go. I can feel it right now. All right. See how it's kind of creating a sticky vibe to it? What you want to do is knead this for about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't even have to take it out on your surface if you don't want to. Some people just knead it right into the bowl. I just knead it right into the bowl. It's not a big deal. I use the bowl as my advantage. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done kneading. All right, see the difference? See how we're not sticking to the board now? That's what you're looking for right now. So that means that I've added about a tablespoon of flour, more than what I thought. The difference is it's right on the verge of sticking, but this means that your dough is hydrated all the way, okay? If it started to come out of your bowl dry to begin with, then you're gonna have dry, unpliable tortillas. So this is perfect right here. Absolutely perfect. People can weigh them. If you don't have a scale, it's not a big deal. Don't deter that from you making them. All you want to do is get into a situation where you feel comfortable that it's even to start. Okay? And we're going to make about medium size. So once you feel comfortable with your size, all right, now that you got it broken up, this is what you're supposed to do. It's an old trick we learned in the Navy. You're just going to use your palm and your forefingers and just make tight little balls, okay? Just like that. So let me show you real quick. Just like that. All right, with that extra lard, you want to get this stuff warmed up really good and just lightly toss your balls into your lard. You can add as much lard to your hands as you think you need just to make sure that your hands are moist. And the good thing about it is if you have one large ball and one small ball, you're not worried about the gluten building up too much. So you can always add and subtract, re-roll them. Not a big deal. All right, once these are done, we're just gonna let them sit for about 15, 20 minutes. Some go as 30. Doesn't seem like there's a rhyme or reason. I haven't found any goods or bads keeping them one or the other. I'm gonna put a damp towel over them. Now that your tortillas have rested, this is where it gets interesting. This is where I struggle. So I'm gonna show you guys that it doesn't have to be about perfection. Once your dough has received enough moisture, you're like 95% there, okay? So I've seen a lot of different technique on how to keep your tortillas round. I've seen a lot of technique on how to roll your balls. The biggest thing I can tell you is, hope you're better at it than I am. Remember, somebody had to learn sometime. The biggest thing you want to do is make sure your tortillas don't stick. Try to keep them uniform as much as you can when you start off. And then the rolling pin goes in the middle and works its way out. Okay, you don't want to start rolling back and forth. You want to go in the middle and work your way out. And when you're done, you're going to have something that looks nothing like a tortilla, but tastes 10 times better.
I think that's your best one yet. After you just told them.
We won't show them the rest of them then.
After you just told them it won't look like a tortilla, you actually kept that one round.
It can look like a boot. It can look like Italy. It looks like a lot of things. All right, so this is the trick that I've learned. Thinner is better. And believe it or not, when you think you've gone too thin, you're just about there. Okay, so let me show you. I've got my Blackstone griddle all on low. This happens very fast. There we go. Now we're starting to look like something that's not a tortilla. Let me show you how thin that is. See that? Kind of see my hand through it. I'll show you right here. It doesn't take long. You're only looking about 30, 45 seconds aside. While that one's going, if you're confident, you can start your other one. Okay, so let me show you. This little trick I did, I probably didn't. All I do is take my rolling pin and almost just go down 360 degrees, and that starts it for you, okay? And then in, right in the middle.
I think it's been longer than 30 to 45 seconds.
See how it's blistering? Thank you. Right over. Holy cow, I'm telling you, that's a good one right now. It doesn't take near as long as the other side. I haven't found a tortilla yet that no matter how bad its mauled and manipulated, they all taste fantastic. That's not bad.
That's what happens when you make 6 batches of tortillas. You get a lot of practice in. About what is the temperature of your griddle?
Oh, good question. I have no idea. It's just on low. Don't be scared to use flour. I've seen some people dunk these things in flour. I just feel like if you're trying to maximize the amount of moisture with flour, then I wouldn't want to add too much flour, just because I feel like if you add more flour into the position right now, or the process rather, then it's going to become drier. And the tortillas we made last time were phenomenal. I know there's a grandmother somewhere looking at me do this, thinking, holy smokes, what have we got him into? But I'm telling you right now, I'm practicing what I preach. Whew. I tell you guys just to get out there and try something for the first time. It can't be that bad, right? And this is the same thing. After you got flour scattered from one end to the porch or the kitchen the other, clean yourself off about 10 or 15 times. Look, rollable, pliable. Let me show you this is where I'm going to lose somebody right here. After having them, this will be the 5th time within a week. They're equivalent to like a biscuit. That's why I mentioned biscuit earlier. Like when you eat it, you get that texture, you get that that warmness that like it just goes with everything.
Okay, let's just take a bite of it. Let's just take a bite of it plain. See how this batch is. We've eaten probably 50 tortillas this week.
It's not on the low carb diet.
I'm
tender.
You will never buy store-bought biscuits.
All right, so this is the deal. We've done absolutely everything we can. You can eat these just plain with simple, like just butter on them if you wanted to.
They're so good. You will never buy store-bought tortillas again.
We're going to use this video as a base. So if we ever refer to homemade tortillas, now you know how to make them, right? Now there's no excuses. You can't say that you haven't tried it. A little lime. This will be the first time in 5 attempts that we've had anything on it besides either an egg or just plain as it is.
Actually, we're going to do a separate video because we use these to make homemade pizza pockets and they were fantastic. Golly.
It doesn't even, I mean, it's not even close to being in the same category. This is probably one of the most simplest, foolproof ways to elevate any dish. You could fry these and then do some cinnamon sugar and honey.
Golly. You got to do that tonight for me now. You can't mention that. It's Friday night. We don't have a dessert.
Keep one in a tea towel to stay warm because they're best when they're fresh.
They're really good just to eat plain.
All right, guys, there you go. The whole point of this video was stepping out on a limb and trying something you don't think you can do. When I say it's easy, it is easy. You want to probably make it a couple times. Use your favorite fat, lard, butter, whatever you think that you should use. 6th time in, and I almost feel like I'm a pro, and that's just being honest. They are phenomenal. If you guys are interested, we have a join button down below. It's where you guys can help out the channel. It's a membership program, and we thank each and every one of you that's taking time to do it. Find us on the Griddle Group on Facebook. Is where we come up with ideas, where you guys go back and forth, and it's where you guys push me to be better, and I can't thank you enough for it, right? Make your own flour tortillas. Boom, 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 boom. And here we are today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends.